Hey, hi, I'm Tim Carter, AskTheBuilder.com, and I'm here today and I'm going to tell you a little bit about how to field dress a chain on a STIHL chainsaw. You know, when you're out in the woods cutting, anybody can take a chainsaw back to a dealer, or maybe you can take it home. But let's say you're out in the field cutting all day. I'm here to tell you, you're going to want to field dress that chain multiple times during the day to keep the chain as sharp as possible, which keeps the chain cutting as fast as possible. It causes the least amount of wear on the saw, and it keeps you safe as can be. Let me show you how it's done. There are several tools that you can use to sharpen a chain out in the field, but I'm here to tell you that we're going to use the 2-in-1 tool made by STIHL because it takes all the guesswork out of it. To use the 2-in-1 STIHL sharpening tool, it's best to have the saw stationary, and the STIHL stump vise is the tool to make that happen. Set the saw in the stump vise and tighten the clamp to the bar so that the bar and saw will not move. When tightening the bolt, make sure that the bolt is in the middle of the bar. Okay, I've got the saw, in the stump vise, and it's tightened up. Now here is the wonderful 2-in-1 tool that I showed you before, and here's what you need to know. This is really pretty important. On a chain, you've got cutting teeth and you have what's called a raker, but the official name of that is the depth limiter. And these are really important because as you sharpen the tooth on the chain, on one of the teeth, what happens is, because of the way it's manufactured, the tooth kind of drops down. It gets kind of shorter, which means that you also have to file at the same time the raker or the depth limiter. And that's what this magical tool does. If you do it the other way, you have to have multiple tools and you have to know what you're doing. It can be a little complicated. That's why this tool is really, really a good idea to use. This is really a unique tool because it's got a round file that fits in the circular groove of the tooth, and it's got a flat file that sits on top of the raker, and when you push the file through the saw or the chain, it sharpens both things at the same time. It's really important to make sure that it's aligned correctly, and there are lines on top of this tool that should be parallel with the bar, and you only sharpen it pushing the file through the tooth. Let me show you how it's done. It's that simple, and you generally only need to maybe touch each tooth just a couple of times, maybe a third one, and that's it. That's all you need to do to dress that field chain. I think you understand how simple it is to field dress a chain, when you're out in the woods, especially using the 2-in-1 file system by STIHL. It really takes all the guesswork out of the process. I also want to remind you, it's so very, very important all the time to wear all of the protective gear. In other words, when you're working with these chains, you've got to have on heavy gloves. The reason why these chains are very, very sharp and you can get cut easily. You need to read the safety manuals. You need to do everything possible to stay safe at all times, because these things cut really quickly, they cut really fast, and you just don't want to get hurt. It's that simple, and you don't want anyone around you to get hurt. So sharpening a chain in the field, really pretty simple. It's really easy to do if you use these wonderful 2-in-1 files from STIHL. I'm Tim Carter for AskTheBuilder.com. If you want to discover more home improvement tips, go to AskTheBuilder.com.